what is the diplomatic path forward on a ceasefire then? And Jean-Loup, do you believe that Hamas is actually negotiating in good faith?
Well, I think we will see in coming days, as we've seen in the past, both sides first expressing very high demands. That's, I would say, a classic of this type of negotiations. So I wouldn't dismiss the possibility of a new ceasefire. The problem is that if you look at the previous ceasefire failures, I would say that both sides have such an extreme deep distrust of the other. With regards to Hamas, the organization several times in the past changed the conditions regarding the release of hostages, and Israel also continued in several occasions. It continued military operations despite the conditions of previous ceasefires. So again, I wouldn't say that there's no hope for a new ceasefire, but what happened in the past year and a half should leave us at least to be cautiously optimistic.
Jean-Loup, I also wanted to switch focus to this latest UN nuclear watchdog report on Iran, quite damning findings being released. The question is, why is this report being released now, and what impact do you think it's going to have on these currently stalled Iran nuclear talks?
Well, I think the timing is inconvenient in some ways for both the American administration and the Iranian regime, because we saw the Trump administration in previous weeks being extremely positive about the idea that there was a coming deal with Iran, even though the substance, the details of that deal remain extremely uncertain. That report is a reminder in a way that the Iranian nuclear program for the past 2 decades has been filled with a lot of secret, clandestine activities and measures that or tactics that amount to deception from the Iranian side. So at the moment, the Iranian regime is dismissing this report, saying that this is a political tactic. And I think it also, in a way, may lead the US to abandon slowly the hopes for a real deal with the Iranians. We have to see in coming days. Again, the Trump administration didn't say officially that it would put an end to these negotiations, but clearly it will push for more pressures from the international community on Iran regarding its program.
How close are we to a nuclear crisis in the region? And if these talks do indeed collapse, do you expect Israel to act on its threats and go ahead with strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities?
Well, this is actually the question that loomed when President Trump was elected back in November. Before the administration resumed the talks with Iran, there was this sense that Israel was pushing for preemptive airstrikes on Iran. And at first it seemed that the Trump administration was on board. Several times in the past weeks, President Trump sent, I would say, mixed signals. He said on the one hand that he wasn't contemplating the military option, that he was not embracing the Israeli option on that, but at the same time he made sure that he's not dismissing that. So that's also what is at stake here, that if there is this, let's say, failure of the negotiations, potentially this will lead Iran to go ahead with more nuclear activities, maybe more openly. And at the same time, this will give, let's say, a window of opportunity for the Israeli government to push for more, let's say, the military option on the table of the White House in Washington.